Do you have thyroid issues and are still fatigued? There might be more going on than just your thyroid. Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Yeagley of Sage Health TV. Thank you for joining me today. So what I really want to dive into today is 3 glands in your body that all contribute to the possibility of fatigue and that all work together. So most people are familiar with their thyroid gland right here, and have maybe even you're being treated for low thyroid and taking thyroid medication. But has anybody ever measured your adrenal gland function or more importantly, your growth hormone production, which comes from the pituitary gland? Any of these other ones actually also can impact your thyroid gland and its function. So let me tell you about a patient of mine, and this might sound familiar. So she is a person who comes in, she's still tired. She is on thyroid medication. She is doing a great job. She's exercising every day. She has been doing keto, and nothing really is changing. So not only is her energy not changing, but her weight isn't changing. And so and looking at that combination and people struggling, which is really, really common, we started delving a little further into, what other issues, underlying issues could be going on that are impacting, again, not only her energy, but her inability to kind of move that metabolism in a normal way. And so one of that key markers actually is coming back to the pituitary is growth hormone. So in looking in her situation, she had adult growth hormone insufficiency. And when we supported that naturally and with a natural compounded medication, she has been doing amazingly. Like her energy is up, and now when she's doing keto, she is actually losing weight, which is really fantastic and really exciting for her. So let's dive in. Today I want to talk to you about what are the key symptoms of being low thyroid and being fatigued. Like what are you looking for, or having low adrenal function, or could you possibly also have adult growth hormone insufficiency? And the tricky thing is that you can actually have all 3 of these things, and if you are not supporting one of them, it will drag on that other gland to kind of carry that load, or the other glands. So when we're thinking about thyroid, most people are pretty familiar. They look up, there's a lot of symptoms related to thyroid. So I want to kind of pick out, some key things that when I hear this or I see this, I think, oh boy, we should be checking the thyroid gland. So fatigue, obviously, and then feeling not only sluggish, but almost like the tissue feels a little bit. There's some swelling there. There can be some poor healing that goes along with this. Sometimes the cholesterol is elevated, and it's just because of the thyroid, and also feeling cold. And that might not be in your whole body, it might just be your hands and feet. So if you're having those, definitely the thyroid needs to be checked out. The other thing I'll say about that is that this is in my write-up, so definitely see the blog attached to this. But there are very specific, for all of these glands, very specific lab tests that you really want to look at. In our traditional medicine, it's great. Say with thyroid, you start with a TSH. You really need to go deeper than that and look at the actual hormones and possibility of Hashimoto's and presence of selenium and zinc. So you'll find all this in the write-up if you like to see those specifics. So the second one, adrenal glands. So adrenals sit on top of your kidneys. They give you energy and stamina, produce cortisol and DHEA. Now when I think adrenal fatigue, a key marker for this is that somebody again has fatigue and they can sleep, pretty times they'll say I can sleep 12 hours and then I wake up and I am still tired. That did not make a difference. That cortisol likely in the morning is not spiking in order to help you get out of bed. And sometimes people can have what we call a reverse curve. It's they're exhausted in the morning, they can't get up, but they finally do, they go through their day, and then they have great energy in the evening. And what's happening is that cortisol is spiking at night, kind of giving them the night owl syndrome. So we have to work on calming that down and then raising cortisol in the morning. So the third one is low adult growth hormone insufficiency, or low adult growth hormone. This is actually more common than you might think, and there can be certain situations that contribute to it, like certain medications will actually make this, will impact this and cause it to be low, having a concussion, having a brain injury, and the list kind of goes on. So most people think, that's weird, I've never heard of that. And it's really, I find it to be more and more when I look at that picture of fatigue that's not treated well, that it's really key. So what's something that might stand out? So some of the key features for this particular one are just a really like slow metabolism. Again, fatigue, and just like no matter what this person does, they cannot seem to like start going in the right direction, even if it's the exercise, or if they do, it's so slow, so incredibly slow. They're like, you know, my friends are all like having success, and you know, it's not going anywhere. So this combination is, I'm not saying that, you know, everything works for everyone, but it's been truly amazing to see people change. So so if you'd like to know more about this, or if you'd like to explore or do the testing that's related to these, we would love to see you. And please reach out. You can find us at sagemedclinic.com. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.